I was 15 when it happened, a Friday night in late September, the air knifing through the cracks like icy fingers. My parents were out, gorging on wine and lies with friends, abandoning me in our cramped house, a warren of choking shadows and whispering walls. They wouldn't slink back until the witching hour. I summoned Chris, my neighbor and blood brother in boredom, the kid across the street who'd bled countless nights with me in the basement's stale glow. But that night, ennui festered into something rotten. Chris hissed the idea: hide and seek. Childish rot, but in the pitch-black labyrinth of our home, tight corners bleeding into closets that swallowed screams, it promised a razor's edge of thrill. We murdered every light save the kitchen's jaundiced flicker, drowning the rest in a blackness so thick it clung to your skin like grave dirt. Rules were carved in blood. No outside, no attic, no crawl space. Basement, bedrooms, closets, under beds, all meat for the game. Chris vanished first. I planted myself in the living room, eyes screwed shut, counting to 50 in a voice that echoed like a dying gasp. His footsteps scampered, then vanished into the void. Silence crushed me, a weight on my chest. "Ready or not?" I croaked, the words devoured by the dark. Kitchen, too exposed, a slaughterhouse of open space. Basement door, hollow. Hallway, a throat of shadows. Bathroom, barren. Front closet, a yawning grave. Upstairs, each creak screamed betrayal under my feet. Parents' room, a black abyss. Under the bed, behind the dresser, empty void staring back. My room, clutter like bones, but no flesh to hide in. Guest room last, door cracked like a predator's grin, a sliver of oblivion beyond. I shoved it wide, bracing for Chris to erupt, but the room exhaled silence, cold and hungry. Under the bed, dust and despair. Closet, a maw of nothing. A frost slithered up my spine. Where was he? Basement again, behind washers that reeked of mildew, under stairs that groaned like the damned. There, coiled behind crates like a serpent, his grin a slash of white in the murk. He cackled. "How long?" "An eternity," I snarled, dread pooling in my gut like black bile. Switch. Chris counted. I slithered under the guest bed, yanking the skirt down like a burial shroud. Darkness devoured me, my heartbeat a war drum thundering in my skull. Minutes stretched into infinities. Then it came. Footsteps, sluggish and leaden, ascending the stairs with the weight of something ancient and ravenous. Not Chris's sloppy shuffle. This was deliberate, a hunter savoring the stalk. They halted in the bathroom, probed my parents' room, then crept toward mine. I ceased breathing. The air thickened to tar, pressing lungs flat. Shoes scraped carpet inches from my face, the bedskirt trembling in a breath that wasn't mine. Silence coiled, a noose tightening, waiting to snap. I waited for the rip, the reveal, but the steps slunk away. The house plummeted into a silence so profound it rang like a scream. No call from Chris. I wormed out, flesh crawling with unseen eyes, and ghosted downstairs. Living room, couch a forsaken altar. "Game over," I bellowed. A voice slithered from the basement, guttural and warped. "Down here, come find me." My innards knotted into screams. I cracked the basement door, voice fracturing. "I'm looking." Chris's echo rose, laced with confusion. "Where'd you crawl to?" I lied. "Kitchen," as footsteps thudded up from below. Chris materialized in the sickly light, face drained to bone, eyes bulging like a corpse. "You flew up here," he rasped. I swore I'd been petrified under that bed. He insisted. I scoured it, heard breathing, wet, close. We clashed, then choked it down, but the dread rooted deep, a parasite feasting on my marrow. One more round, but the house breathed wrong. every creak a bone snap, every draft a claw. Counting, a thud reverberated from above, like flesh slamming wood. Searched, nothing but voids leering. Found Chris in the laundry, oblivious, his laugh a hollow rattle. We collapsed on the couch, TV flickering like a dying star, when a crash shattered the air, a body weight thud from upstairs, vibrating through the floor like a heartbeat from hell. Chris's whisper, "Parents?" I shook my head, hours yet till their return. Hairs rose like needles. We froze, ears straining in the gluey dark. Then creaks, methodical, pacing the hall like a predator circling a cage. Blood iced in my veins. Chris's eyes were saucers of terror, breath a rattle. "Check it," I hissed, suicidal. He protested, but I seized the poker, iron cold as a crypt, slick in my sweat-slick grip. Up the stairs, each step a betrayal groan. Guest door slammed shut now. I'd left it gaping, heart battering ribs like a trapped beast. From behind it, a dragging scrape, carpet rending, inch by torturous inch, as if something formed as hauled itself toward us. Chris begged flight. Fear welded me. Poker raised. I rammed the door. Room, a devouring black. Bed and dresser monolithic sentinels, dripping shadow. Empty. Closet, half ajar, a throat pulsing. I lunged, yanked it wide, coats like hanged men, boxes like coffins. Nothing. Shaky laughs bubbled, madness masking terror. But turning, the front door downstairs creaked open on rusted hinges, then slammed like a coffin lid. Terror ripped my chest. "It's inside," Chris choked. We bolted to my room, barricading in suffocating dark, poker quivering. Footsteps below, ponderous, savoring, traversing the floor like a butcher mapping cuts. Phone downstairs, dead to us. Basement door yawned, steps descending into the abyss. Flicker of hope, we sprinted. Kitchen blur, back door bursting into night's maw, legs pumping till Chris's house loomed. His parents summoned the law. Cops prowled. No breach, no footprints but ours. Settling house, they sneered. Kids' minds. But we knew something had worn our gum-like skin, slithering through walls, breathing our air. Weeks later, sleep fled. Every creak was its return, every shadow its hunger. We never played again. Chris's glance across the street, shared abyss. It escaped into the night, leaving echoes of drags, thuds, slams. Burglar? Demon? That night, hide-and-seek birthed the hunter, and we learned the house devours the alone.